Hey, we're back with another Proview review. I'm back with John Perry. How's it going, John?
It's going well. Thank you so much for having me, Sean.
Absolutely. Today we're talking about the NeatBar Pro.
The NeatBar Pro, and we're all familiar with some of the inherent limitations of the video bar form factor. You've got your speakers and microphone in the same spot. You're not filling that space evenly with those components. There's a limitation in the camera because you've got one camera at the front of the room. But our team has found that the NeatBar Pro is one of the more capable all-in-ones in terms of addressing some of those medium to larger spaces. For example, it's got a forward-looking expansion port for audio. So for a future use case, you could actually plug into that Ethernet connection and expand your audio coverage. It's got a really high resolution camera. So a lot of cameras will digitally crop, and sometimes it doesn't look great when you create that digitally cropped image, but when you're starting from a really good sensor and a really high resolution image, the way the NeatBar is, the result is pretty compelling. Neat also tends to be a little more responsive and snappy when it comes to reframing meeting participants. So that's one of the criticisms we hear sometimes is, oh, the auto framing it's slow, or it's perceived as slow. Neat is gonna, again, adjust that image more quickly, and it's not quite the same as having true presenter tracking, but it's a little more responsive, and our team really liked that. Customers like it.
You mentioned the audio, obviously, and I read on our review that we have posted online said something about this microphone array that's built in here.
Yes, so like a lot of sophisticated audio products, rather than having just one component, there's actually an array of microphones built into this bar, 16 beamforming microphones. So the NeatBar Pro is able to steer the microphone coverage to where it senses that audio input coming from. And in practice, what that means is in our experience center, we had participants roughly 25 feet away, and they were being picked up by the bar. Now, there's still a noticeable sound difference. It doesn't sound like you're 10 feet from the bar when you're 25 feet from the bar, but it's still impressive for an all-in-one product to have that kind of pickup and have that be a kind of usable functionality. So for a customer that is drawn to that pre-engineered solution or that all-in-one form factor, but they're trying to cover that more challenging space, the NeatBar is pretty adept at handling that from an audio standpoint.
Sometimes audio is more important than video.
Yeah, we come across it all the time where a customer might have a lackluster video solution, but for the purposes of a video call, the audio is crucial. You gotta hear what's being said.
So this device you would typically use in Microsoft Teams meetings, Zoom calls?
Yeah, it's an Android appliance that you can use for Microsoft Teams or for Zoom meetings. The NeatBar Pro actually has an interesting niche within the Zoom ecosystem, which is that it supports triple displays. So it's going to support each display for the video meeting at 1080p, right? A limitation for the graphics processor trying to handle those 3 displays at once. But the trade-off is with a video bar, you're able to support 3 distinct displays when you have it deployed as a Zoom appliance, and the Zoom software supports having meeting participants across all 3 of those displays.
And Microsoft Teams does not currently.
Correct. Currently, Microsoft Teams will support dual displays. The primary application there is content on one screen, meeting on the second screen. Teams doesn't support the triple display configuration at this time.
Gotcha.
When you get into those larger rooms that have several displays, you typically are going to get into like a video distribution scenario. So Zoom as a platform will support having participants across the 3 displays and truly 3 unique displays. Most platforms don't do that. So if you are working with a client who has that larger space, multiple screens, a lot of times they want to mirror that secondary display or that tertiary display because it's like a secondary viewpoint for people to see the meeting. The more traditional solution would be like an HDMI distribution amplifier to just say we're going to take the one feed that has the meeting and we're going to mirror that to three or 4 other displays so everyone can see.
Right.
Or if you had a scenario where you want a dual display so you could have content on one screen, meeting participants on the second, you could use an HDMI matrix and say, okay, we're going to feed the 2 different inputs in, and then the matrix can decide what screens they go to. That way you can have your screen 1 and screen 2 throughout the space when you duplicate it.
Gotcha.
So again, that's the more traditional solution when you have that larger space. So this is kind of living somewhere in between where maybe the customer wants 3 screens, but they don't want to necessarily mirror. They end up using something like this if they're not going with that custom solution. According to the specs on Neat's website, each of the 3 HDMI outputs on this bar supports 1080p. And if you think about it, it's the GPU inside of, or the graphics processor inside of this Neat bar that's responsible for the meeting content. They're outputting to 3 screens, they're telling you. They're limiting that to 1080p. So they could probably have done 4K on one of the outputs, but then you introduce a question of not all the outputs are created equal and a potential stumbling block for the end user. But when you are sharing content, you're actually able to pass content through in 4K because the device that's sharing content is actually doing the video rendering. So it takes the load off the processing on the bar.
Gotcha. All right, let's talk about the price point here, because obviously that's, you know, bottom line. Things cost money. What are you getting for what you pay here?
So to do the Neat Bar Pro as an Android appliance solution with the Neat Pad, you come in at $58.50 for the package. It is a little bit more than a comparable package from Logitech or from HP Poly, a good bit more than a package from Yealink. But with that said, it is the most capable all-in-one bar that we've tested. So the follow-up point would be, you know, is this in line with the cost of the Logitech bar plus the Tap or Tap IP plus a couple of expansion mic pods that you're going to need to match this performance? So there, it's pretty even price-wise. Lines up pretty nicely with what you see from the competition in the market.
And speaking of price here, this device is available on our vendor website, Chester Springs AV.
Yeah, absolutely. We have the Neat Bar Pro listed standalone and the bundle with the Neat Pad for the Android solution.
So John, as we wrap up here, give me 2 contrasting opinions. Why would you want to buy this product, and why would you want to avoid this product and go with a different solution?
Yeah, I would say this product is a slam dunk for someone who wants to do the 3 screens on Zoom, right? That's the sort of obvious lane that Neat has carved out for this product. But it's also a great solution for someone trying to cover a large space, but without the flexibility to do some of those peripherals that we talked about, or those expansion microphones, right? Maybe the potential for a third-party audio expansion in the future, but if you're trying to cover a large area with just a video bar, this is going to be your most capable option to do it. Conversely, if you prefer having the expansion microphones or microphones on the table, sometimes customers like to have those as a mute button that they can reach out and touch during the meeting. Neat's not offering that through their family of products. There is no microphone puck you can put on the table or on the ceiling to expand out. Or, maybe less common would be if you have a team that's really gung-ho about 4K and native 4K in the video calls, right? Neat sacrificed that a little bit to be able to do the triple display with what's built into their Android bar.
Right.
So I would put that low on the list if it were me, having native 4K for the call. But if that is a must, or there's like a video distribution scenario that's going to necessitate that, the Neat bar is not doing that native 4K.
Gotcha. Well, great. Thanks again, John.
Thanks for having me on, Sean. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us once again on Proview. You can find a whole written review of the Neat Bar Pro at Profound's website, and we'll see you next time.